Honor Don't Sleep in the Dust, a Scrambled Wisdom Western, by Ruben White. He rode in on a Tuesday, which means nothing to the desert, but everything to the town of Caldwell Flats. Some debts don't come in coin. The stranger's name was Elias Cord. Nobody asked. But the way he tied his horse, slow, deliberate, like a man who's already rehearsed the ending, told you everything the dust wouldn't say out loud. Caldwell Flats had a way of swallowing secrets whole. A rail-stop town, 3 saloons, 1 church, and a sheriff who'd learned to look the other way like it was a paid profession. The kind of place where wrong could wear a badge, and right had to ride in from somewhere else. Elias stepped through the batwing doors of the Silver Notch and let the silence bloom ahead of him like wildfire in dry grass. He didn't look for trouble. Trouble already knew his name. At the far end of the bar stood Vick Harlan. Big man, slow smile, the kind of slow that means danger instead of patience. He owned the Silver Notch, the livery, and half the town council. He also owned the whisper that had followed Elias 500 miles across hard rock and harder weather. "You're a long way from Redemption Creek," Vick said, not turning around. He had the instincts of a man who'd survived his own wickedness long enough to trust it. Elias set his hat on the bar. "My sister lives in Caldwell Flats," he said, quiet as a closing hymnal. "Or she did, before your boys started spreading her name across the territory like it was yours to spend." The room went still. Not the peaceful kind of still. The kind that lives just before thunder decides to introduce itself. "Clara Cord," Elias continued, "ain't a rumor. She ain't a story for your boys to swap over cards and whiskey. She's a woman who came here to start clean. And what you let happen to her name," he paused, "that's a debt. And some debts don't come in coin." Vick turned then. His smile had slid to something lower. "You ride 500 miles over a woman's reputation?" He chuckled, slow and deliberate. "Boy, this ain't the kind of town that rewrites its stories for strangers." Elias looked at him with the patience of a man who had already grieved what he might have to do. "Then maybe it's time this town learned to write something new." What happened next happened fast, but not like lightning, more like the last line of a long prayer finally answered. 3 of Vick's men reached. 1 made it halfway. Elias moved like water finding its path. No wasted motion, no wasted mercy. When the smoke cleared and the splinters settled, Vick Harlan was alive, hands raised, his pride bleeding out across the floorboards of his own saloon. Elias holstered slow. He picked up his hat. "Your men will ride out by sundown. And come first light, you'll stand in the street and say my sister's name right. Say it once. Say it clean. Say it like it belongs to a woman who deserves to live in this town without looking over her shoulder." He walked to the door. Stopped. Turned just enough for his voice to carry back like gospel on the last pew. "Some debts don't come in coin." He let the silence hold it. "But they all come due." He stepped out into the white hammer of the afternoon sun, into the dust and the silence and the long road back to whoever he'd been before all this. Clara Cord would sleep without fear tonight, and Caldwell Flats would spend a long time deciding what kind of town it wanted to be when it grew up. The stranger rode slow on the way out. He always did. A man who's settled a debt has no reason to hurry. Ruben White Scrambled Wisdom series.